Interlace your fingers underneath your spine and now walk your shoulders and your elbows closer together. And get your shoulder blades as close as is available. So in the Yoga Therapeutics Teacher Training, we're going to be learning how to create specific programs of specific yoga practices to meet individual needs. So say for example, you're stressed out at work. All of your energy's been going out, you're burnt out, you're exhausted. So we're going to learn practices that will retonify, revitalize your system. Or another example, perhaps you've gone to a dinner party, you've drank a little bit too much red wine, and in the morning you know exactly what postures you can do to detoxify, to cleanse, to purify the system. We feel that line travel all the way down to the left side of the spine, over the back of the neck and the head. We can also support ourselves emotionally. So perhaps you're going through a heartbreak and there's a lot of emotional turbulence. There are practices that can support the heart. Or perhaps you're going through change. Perhaps you've changed jobs or changed countries. How can we support ourselves with our yoga practice? So in this training, we work with the Meridian system of traditional Chinese medicine. It's a very specific map that allows us to work with the subtle anatomy of the body. When we work with these energy channels that influence subtle energy pouring into the main organ systems of the body, then we can be more intentionally specific with our practice. Grounding the pad of the big toes, tilting the pelvis. So in the training you'll be guided by myself and also a myofascial specialist who's also a Chinese doctor. So we're going to be together teaching you through the Chinese system and the understanding of fascia and muscle, how to work directly and specifically and therapeutically in your practice.
The depth with which Tina and I are teaching, the emotional levels of insight around the elements, together with the therapeutic aspects that get introduced in yin yoga, I think is a really unique offering. So in addition to studying them, the students can also experience the whole thing themselves in their body. So they book in for a private session and they can see what this looks like, not as theory, but as practice. And in practice then they can see when they come, they've got a knee problem, they've got some issues with their father and they have tinnitus in their left ear and they drink too much coffee. And as they do a session with me, they start to see the golden thread that connects all of these things. And it's one of the things that I enjoy most in medicine is being able to teach and share the gifts that I've received and pass them on. And watching the students as they come alive, that look in their eyes as they suddenly get this new idea, this new insight and this new perspective, as they experience it in their body and they see the new potential for their students, it's what makes it all worthwhile. At the middle between heaven and earth, between north, south, east and west.
He's an amazing Chinese medicine practitioner. He can create an accessibility to Chinese medicine that I would have never been able to access. He speaks with such poetry and is so enchanted and inspired by what it is that he's speaking about.
The team that she has assembled around her provide the environment in which it's safe to do that and in which you feel inspired to sort of go even deeper into that part of yourself.
All of the teachings, all of the wisdom that's shared, they're taught in a very experiential way. And so we're not only learning these teachings and as these abstract concepts, we actually embody them.
With Tina, it's something very different, you know. She kind of gets me to places that other teachers may not have been able to in the past.
She's like a unicorn. She's like this magical presence that creates this safe space. And I think because of that, because she walked in with that intention, we've all created a safe space for one another to really hash through and work through all of our stuff.